Nowadays, there's so many different sport and smartwatches on the market that it's hard to find one that fits your personal needs, and especially if you're looking for the best running smartwatch. Now, everyone knows Garmin, Apple, or Samsung devices, but what if I told you that none of them are the best? And it's actually a sport watch that not too many people know of. Hey folks, my name is Leonard, you're watching the Product Reviewer, and that's me. Today we will talk about the Coros Pace 2 sport watch. And this one was released this summer, and it's actually the best sport watch for serious but also for casual runners like me. Now today we're not going to talk about all of the features, instead we will focus on the running side of things since this is the purpose of this video. But first up, smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. Less than 1% of all of my viewers are subscribed to my channel, so let's change that. Also click the notification bell to never miss out on any new content. And let's start with the video. The very first thing before we talk about all of the tech and sport stuff is the price. Now the Coros Pace 2 won't cost a fortune like other devices from Apple or Garmin. This one comes at a reasonable price of just 200 euros. And now before you say the Garmin Forerunner 945 is just as good or whatever, just keep in mind that this one costs 300 euros more. And if we take the price performance ratio in consideration, the Coros Pace 2 is unbeaten. One last thing before we get into the sport modes is the design. I found it super useful to only have a maximum of 2 physical buttons on the side of the watch, of which the upper one is rotatable to scroll through the menu or your different running displays, and it has the function of the select button. The lower one is either the back button or you can skip through some metrics on the front page to see stuff like the battery life, sunset and the sunrise. In order to save some weight, this watch comes with a plastic case and a nylon or a silicone strap. And because of that, this watch only weighs in at 29 grams. We also have a 1.2-inch screen with a resolution of 240 by 240 pixels, which is for me more than enough for a sport watch. Okay, let's finally get to the sport modes. Overall, you have 15 different sport modes, of which 3 are specifically for running. You have your normal run, indoor run, and track run, which pretty much sums up all of the different running variations. You also have a triathlon mode, but since this is a combination of cycling, of swimming, and of running, I don't include that in today's video. Now before starting your running workout, you have a few settings to customize. You can either turn on some activity alerts like for the distance, pace, cadence, heart rate, or your power, or you can activate the auto pause function to stop the tracking automatically whenever you have to stop. For example, if you have to stop at a traffic light. When you want to start the exercise, the watch will look for the GPS signal first. And it doesn't matter if you're inside or outside, the GPS signal comes in pretty fast. After you started your workout, you can scroll through all of your workout displays that you can set in the Coros app. But we'll get to that later on in the video. Now what I personally find pretty useful is that if I have displayed my workout time, my pace, my distance, my heart rate, and my power. So I got all of the major metrics displayed on one watch face. But you can also just set 6 different watch faces in which you have 2 metrics displayed. But that's just a personal preference. Another practical thing is that the watch goes into lock mode after just a few seconds, just in case you accidentally push the button and then you pause or end the training. Now in order to unlock it, you just have to rotate the rotatable button, and there you go. After you ended the practice, you get to see all of the track metrics as numbers and in a nice little graph and a small map of the route as well. Of course, all of these metrics will be sent right to the Coros app as well to see even more details. A great thing that I've never seen on any sport or smartwatch is the running power tracker. This one lets you know how much power you're creating while you're running. So instead of running for a certain pace like most of you do, you run for a certain power level output. Now just for an example, you want to go for a pace of 5 minutes per kilometer, which is not that much, but the thing about it is that you have to hold this 5 minutes if you go up the hill or even down the hill. And you know, if you go up the hill, it's way tougher on your body to keep that 5 minutes, and you actually are way faster if you go down the hill. So that's the problem if you run for a pace. The power tracker works a little bit different, and you definitely have to get used to it first. But running for a certain power output makes so much more sense in my opinion. Just for an example, you want to have a consistent power output of 300 watts throughout your run. Now, if you want to go up the hill or down the hill, it doesn't matter. Now, if you go up the hill, you will be a little bit slower, but since it's tougher for your body, the 300 watts will stay the same. And if you want to go down the hill, you will be much faster, but since it's a lot easier as well, the 300 watts will stay the same once again. And for me, that's the big advantage the Coros Pace 2 has. Another important point is the accuracy of the health tracking and the GPS to a certain degree. And I want to be honest to you guys, the Coros Pace 2 was 100% correct as I compared it with the Polar H10 chest band, which is like the gold standard for heart rate monitoring. On one of my runs I had an average heart rate of 160 beats per minute and a maximum of 176 on the chest band, and the Coros 2 showed me the exact same stats. As for the distance, I compared it to the Suunto Peak 9, since the Polar H10 chest band really isn't too precise in anything but the heart rate. So I compared it to the Suunto Peak 9, and these two watches weren't that far off. It was 3.19 kilometers for the Coros and 3.23 kilometers for the Suunto. For step counting, I did my 1000 step counting again, on which I walked 1000 steps and counted each step. And if I did my math correctly, the Coros Pace 2 was only off by like 1%. And GPS wise, I was really surprised. I really think the Coros Pace 2 is the best GPS sport watch that I have ever tested. Outside of the city, it was just about spot on, and on the inside of the city, it was a little bit wonky, but still better than any other sport watch I have tested so far. So 2 really big crook thumbs up for the accuracy of the Coros Pace 2. As for next, let's take a look at a Coros app. And over here you have a whole bunch of options to customize your watch. Well, the front page is pretty standard and shows you all of your daily stats, which are tracked in 30-minute intervals. On the next page we get to see our latest workouts for the day, and on the page for the device we can finally customize things like the watch face. You may not have as many options as with the Samsung or a Apple Watch, but that's not the main focus for the Coros Pace 2. You can also customize the workout data which are being displayed on your watch during your workout for each workout mode separately. You can have up to 6 different displays with up to 6 metrics. Just click on any watch face and on the top row you can select your frame. Once you did that, you can add any metric to it. Just click on the part you want to have the metric on and then select one of the metrics below. And there you have it, your very own workout display. You can also create a training plan for yourself or download one from the Coros webpage. As well as we have the battery life, and that one is awesome. On normal usage, you get about 20 days of battery life, which is insane. You also get like 30 hours of battery life if you have the GPS turned on, and 60 hours of battery life if you have the Ultra Max battery mode turned on. Now before I forget, this watch also has a track running mode and an inside running mode as well. You just have to tell the watch which lane you're running on, and it already knows the exact distance this lane has. And as for the indoor running, you just have to tell what pace you are running on the treadmill and you're ready to go. Now folks, that's it for the video. I really hope it helped you out. If it did, smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. Also click the notification bell to never miss out on any new content. And with that being said, see you next time. Peace.